On October the 9th, 2021, Kim Kardashian hosts Saturday Night Live with an explosive opening monologue joking about a whole bunch of things, including her surgery, her sex tape, being talentless, and accusations of being a gold digger. There was a lot of spicy and kind of messed up stuff in this monologue, including a segment where she joked about O.J. Simpson, saying that she was the first black man that she had ever met and poking fun at his crimes.
I know it's sort of weird to remember the first black person you met, but O.J. does leave a mark. Or several.
She also joked about not wanting to run for president herself, saying that there's enough failed politicians in her family already.
I'm not running for president. We can't have 3 failed politicians in one family.
And she of course made jokes about not being a gold digger, saying that Kanye is a genius, but she divorced him over his personality.
So, when I divorced him, you have to know it came down to just one thing. His personality.
A savage line which I'm sure hurt Kanye's feelings. But much worse than the words in the opening monologue would be the scenes set up by the cast for her to appear in. During one sketch, she shared an on-screen mouth kiss with Pete Davidson, and she would later admit to feeling a spark between them during the rehearsals for this scene, after apparently practicing the kiss numerous times backstage and having a good time, with Pete Davidson apparently going out of his way to privately coach Kim and make sure that she was comfortable on screen. Oh, Petey Weinstein, I see what you're up to over there at SNL. Tell you what, here's a sketch idea. How about I play Ray J and you play you? Funnily enough, in the weeks that followed, reports would come out that Pete Davidson had been pursuing Kim Kardashian for weeks, and he has even been accused of using Saturday Night Live as his personal dating service. With this being suggested after he apparently met his ex Ariana Grande there, with the show having an open policy that apparently allows cast members to date guests. Now, I gotta say, I find the way that Pete Davidson finessed Kim Kardashian into dating him hilariously ironic, considering the fact that Kanye West had done the exact same thing to weasel his way into Kim Kardashian's life all the way back in 2007, hiring her at the very beginning of her TV career to appear alongside him reading sexually charged dialogue on his sketch show that never got made, all just in a ploy to get close to her. It's so cosmically hilarious that Pete Davidson did the same thing to her that it's genuinely hard to believe it's true, but it is. And just combine that with the fact that this time round it was Pete Davidson courting Kim Kardashian, the very same Pete Davidson that had publicly warned Kanye on the show that his political ambitions would upset his wife.
You know, it might upset some people, like your wife.
Well, she wasn't his wife anymore, and Pete Davidson knew this all too well. And the weekend following Kim's appearance on Saturday Night Live, Kim and Pete were seen holding hands out in public at Not Scary Farm in Buena, California. And a few days later, they were in New York, spotted at a rooftop date at a restaurant in Staten Island for a not-so-secret dinner. Clearly this was going to get under Kanye's skin. And on November the 5th, 2021, Kanye would lash out in a Drink Champs interview, saying that SNL had forced Kim to put him down publicly in her monologue, purely for the clout, and suggesting that he has not fully gone through with the divorce paperwork yet.
SNL making my wife say I divorced him on TV because they just wanted to get that bar off, and I ain't never even seen the papers. We not even divorced.
In fact, Kanye would speak on the state of his divorce numerous times during this interview, revealing a lot of depressing details, saying that he currently doesn't have a house where he specifically lives.
All I got is this like little bag that's like my house, and my house changes in size depending on how big my bag is. But you know, my home is just when my daughter FaceTimes me. That's where my home is.
Kanye would go on to express a long-held distrust of the nannies that are employed to look after his children.
I do not want over our house, and I don't fuck with some of them nannies either.
He said he felt Kim's publicist had made her scared of Kanye.
She promotes fear. And if my wife can be scared, who the main person she gonna be scared of? And then after that, who my kids gonna be scared of?
And he would suggest that it was his idea to make Kim a billionaire.
Kim Schwab, the head of Skims, she used to be creative director of Yeezy. I brought her over to Skims. But all the suggestions I gave my wife, now she on the cover of Vogue, now she a multi-billionaire.
And at the end of the interview, Kanye got a little bit scary when he said that he would do anything to protect his kids and that people need to stop playing with him.
Y'all wanna keep playing with me? Because at the end of the day, I gotta protect my children at all costs.
Kanye would go on in a part 2 of this interview to say yet more strange things, even going as far as to call himself Young Putin because he runs the culture.
I'm Putin.
The Russian president.
Yeah. Because I was like, yo, I'm Young Putin. When I realized that culture is the oil. Culture is the energy. And I'm the king of culture for the past 20 and the next 2,000 years.
That one didn't age too well. But Kanye would continue to say dumb stuff throughout this appearance, dropping an incredibly insightful gem about how he sees women and seemingly giving an insight into the power balance of his relationship.
There's two type of archetypes: clout-thirsty whores and power-hungry maniacs. No, I meant to say sluts.
And then, to cap it all off, Ye would end the interview by saying that he plans to run for president again in 2024.
Yay, 2024.
For the love of God, Ye, just do yourself a favor. After the Drink Champs interview was recorded, on November the 6th, 2021, Kanye allegedly unfollows Kim on Instagram again after rumors come out that she is indeed dating Pete Davidson. And a day later, Kanye seems to have get back, as reports surface that he's dating a 22-year-old model named Venetria, with the two being seen courtside at a Donda Academy basketball game in Minneapolis. Now, I don't know about you, but I just think the way that Kanye is looking and posing up right at the camera, and that she's looking away, makes it seem kinda like this picture is staged, but I can't confirm that. More on that later. Because while Kanye is running around posing for pictures with his young new model, Kim's doing the same thing. Because on November the 16th, it's Pete Davidson's birthday, and he's seen celebrating with Kris Jenner, Kim Kardashian, and Flavor Flav of all people. Clearly things are getting serious between the new couple, and only a day after this, Kim and Pete are seen holding hands together in Palm Springs. She's still wearing the Yeezys on her feet, so no doubt Kanye must be punching the air right now. And around the same time that these pics of Kim and Pete looking cozy together come out, so too the reports that their relationship is official. From here, they would continue to be spotted out for dinner together in public, laughing hysterically, with Pete even sporting what looks like a hickey on his neck. Maybe she was a blood-sucking leech after all. No doubt all of this PDA from Kim and her new young boyfriend had Kanye absolutely fuming. And on November the 25th, 2021, during an appearance at LA Mission's annual Thanksgiving giveaway on Skid Row, Kanye would throw all self-awareness out the window, going on a massive rant at an event for feeding the homeless, bragging about having just bought multiple homes to be nearer to his ex, something that would officially hit the news a few weeks later.
So when I'm at the house, I got a house right next to the house. I'm doing everything to be right next to the situation. Right next to the situation. I'm trying to express this way in the most sane way possible, the most calm way possible, but I need to be back at home. Why is that? I'm saying it's I because if the enemy can separate Kanye, there's going to be millions of families that feel like that separation is okay. But when the kingdom, when God, who has already won and is so, brings Kanye together, there's going to be millions of families that are going to be influenced and see that they can overcome the work of the separation of trauma of the devil that's used to capitalize and keep people in misery while people step over homeless people to go to the Gucci store.
Yes, Kanye genuinely convinced himself that him and Kim getting back together would somehow stop people stepping over the homeless to get to the Gucci store. A day after this, Kanye would share a 5-minute prayer to Instagram where he claimed he was taking accountability for all the mistakes that he had previously made in his relationship. It honestly seemed like Ye was publicly struggling, and from here, he would continue to try and take steps to bring his relationship back together. On December the 9th, at a benefit concert, Kanye says on stage whilst performing the song Runaway that he wants Kimberly to come back to him. And a few days after this, Page Six report that allegedly Kim thinks that Kanye's attempts to get her back are strange and embarrassing, and she is pushing ahead, filing for papers to be declared legally single, with reports suggesting that she had filed her petition for dissolution of marriage in February 2021, and thus far Kanye had not been responsive. But just like she did to Chris Humphries with Kanye, Kim wasn't about to let still being married stop her from canoodling with her new man. As on December the 19th, Kim and Pete are seen at the movies watching Spider-Man, with a Kanye fan even catching her in the lobby, putting down Pete Davidson and letting her know that Ye is better.
Yo, Kim, Kanye's way better. I'm not even gonna hold you.
And a few days after that, in contrast to Kim and Pete's loved-up affair, it was reported that Kanye had broken up with his young model Venetria, as apparently all of that running around in public saying how much you want to get your wife back doesn't really sit well with your 22-year-old model girlfriend. But with Kanye separating from his hot younger model, that very day, Kim would be seen getting closer to hers. Spotted out for a breakfast date in LA with Pete Davidson, and soon after this, Hollywood Life would report that Pete had been introduced to Kanye's kids as Mummy's friend, with it also being reported that Kim had had the opportunity to meet Pete's mother at Staten Island. And so, Kanye would seemingly be away from his family for Christmas 2021, with Kim posting images of her, Chris, and the kids, no Kanye. And so, with their marriage firmly over, and Kim seemingly fully moved on to Pete, we would go into 2022 seeing a belligerent and heartbroken Kanye West, doing everything he could to drag Kim and her new boyfriend, and thoroughly embarrassing himself in the process.